Welcome to your next video. We're here in my kitchen. As many of you have probably seen, a lot of my online posing coaching happens right here in my kitchen. A lot of you have you set your phone up and all the training goes on in here. There's been many pros that have been trained by me doing all of my coaching right here in my kitchen. So what better place to do this video? In this lesson, essentially we're going to talk about just, a wide range of different information, not only about posing, but, also some other details in your competition that you will definitely need to know. For starters, I know in a previous video, I talked a little bit about shorts, what kind of shorts to wear. Again, we are not in bodybuilding. We're not in classic physique. So me personally, I'm not a big fan of wearing the tight shorts. It's becoming more and more common. I don't think points are taken off for what type of shorts you wear, but it does go into play on how good you look overall, if that makes sense. I've always been comfortable wearing just some loose shorts, not super loose, but just normal board shorts, not coming up way above my knees. I'll actually show you an example of my shorts. These right here are just some normal Hurley shorts. I ordered these online maybe about a month before my very first show, and they fit nice and loose. They're comfortable for sure. I'm a big fan of solid colors. I don't think that it will really make that big of a difference, but I always tell my clients that get something that looks good on you, something that complements you well. And for me, I like blue, so I think it looks good on me, so that's what I use. I got this pair as well. Now, this pair, there's something different about it, obviously. It has a black waistband. Now, why do I want a black waistband? So I'm sure you've heard within fashion or probably from women that, when you wear black, it makes you look more slender, right? A lot of times you hear people want to wear black to, somewhat look a little more slimmer. I don't know how true that is, but I feel like it works for me. I think it could, anything helps. And what better place to wear some black than on your waist? Because again, like I said in a previous video, we want what? We want our waist to look as small as possible and our shoulders and chest and everything else super wide, right? So that was my reason for getting these board shorts with the black waistband. It helped me. The first show that I wore them at, I beat somebody that had beaten me in a previous show. So, I can't say it's just because of the shorts, but I like those shorts for sure. So just a simple tip for you. I like wearing solid colors. Some of you may like wearing a bunch of wild different colors all on your shorts. Again, what looks good on you, that's what you want to stick with, okay? So don't get too crazy. Like I said before, when you get on stage, the most important people in that gym or in that auditorium are the judges. You want to impress the judges. There's probably going to be about 6 to 8 judges sitting right below you, and your main job is to impress them. Nobody else, those judges, okay? Keep eye contact with them, smile, nice relaxed face, confident, like you own the show, and that show is all about you, okay? So definitely make sure you're doing that. Now, I actually just did a live video about an hour ago, and it's kind of like a Q&A, and one of the questions that I've gotten a lot in the past from people is that, does the T-walk count? Now, in a lot of natural federations, and even other federations, in the night show, you do the T-walk. Well, what is a T-walk? T-walk is essentially where you start at the back of the stage. So the whole stage is to yourself. And depending on what show you're at, or you're competing in, you get to pick your own music that you would like to come out to and do a posing routine to. So a T-walk, essentially you walk out from the back of the stage, you strike a pose, you walk straight forward, do another pose, then you walk to the left or the right of the stage, the far left or right, strike a couple of poses, then walk to the opposite side of the stage, strike maybe 2 more poses, then come back to the center of the stage, maybe do a front pose, a back pose, and then you just wave to the judges and you leave, okay? Now, the T-walk is more for show than anything. In my experience, it hasn't really played a role in being judged, because again, when you're being judged is at the morning show, or what they call pre-judging, okay? That's where the decisions are made. That's where the placements are decided, okay? With the exception of the overall, okay? So the T-walk is kind of just more for fun. Go out there, have a great time. Then you don't really need to look at the judges. When you're doing the T-walk, it's more for the crowd. Again, it's for show. So just go out there, have a blast, goof off. Look good while you're doing it, though. Just because it may not be judged and it may not be, going towards your points or anything like that, still keep in mind that you are still in front of the judges. Okay, so your job is to still look good. Okay, don't neglect presenting your physique well in the T-walk. Okay, again, have fun, but look good while you're doing it. So there's let's see, when you're battling in the overall. So essentially what happens is at a show, you're going to have, depending on how big the show is, you're going to have a class A, a class B, and possibly a class C. Okay. Now again, that's depending on how big the show is. It could be a very small show and there's only one class. Okay. But if there's 2 classes, let's say you go out and you win first place in your class, okay? Well, that means that after the T-walks and everything else, after the awards are presented, then they got to find out who won the overall, right? Because the overall usually wins either their pro card or they win the entire show, okay? Depending on, which show it is, whether you're amateur or pro. And so you, the winner of class A or whatever class you're in, you're going to go against the winner of the other class, okay? Now, that is called the overall battle. Whoever wins that battle will be presented the winner of the entire show, okay? Now, remember, that only happens if there's more than one class in your category, okay? So, and some shows set it up differently. Some people, or some shows like the OCB Yorton Cup, sometimes they will set it up to where, for instance, there's 3 classes, okay? 3 classes. Well, they may put the top 3 or the top 5 out of each class and put them all on stage against each other and just let them all duke it out, okay? And the top 3 out of all of those competitors will be the winners. So different shows can set it up differently depending on how big the show is, okay? But your average show is going to have 1, 2, maybe 3 classes, and they're going to line the 3 up that place first place in their classes, and they let them duke it out, okay? Now, right after they announce the winner, depending on whether you win the overall or whatnot, the next thing you're going to do is walk immediately off stage. And if you're, of course, in a natural federation, you're going to walk off stage and they're going to do a urinalysis, more than likely, okay? So if you're in a natural federation competing and you win, top 3 at least, don't go anywhere. Make sure they get your urine sample, or you could be disqualified, okay? Again, that is only for natural federations. MPC obviously does not do that, and different natural federations may do it in a different way. I'm speaking on the OCB because that's where I competed at. So just want to make sure you have that information. We've talked about a lot so far. We've gone over, our front pose. We've gone over the side pose, the back pose, the other side pose. We've gotten into transitions. We've covered a lot of material so far in this course. And the most important thing that you can do, of course, is replay these videos and make sure that you are practicing over and over and over again. I cannot tell you how important it is to become comfortable in all of your poses, because if you're not comfortable in your poses before a show, while you're at home practicing or at the gym, what makes you think you're going to be comfortable on stage in front of a whole auditorium full of people? Okay, you're probably not. So you want to do all that you can now to be able to be ready, prepared to display your physique in the best way possible at your show. Okay, but that will conclude this video. Just wanted to go over just a few extra tips as we progress through this course. I hope this helped. Replay this video if you have any questions, and I will see you on the next lesson.